Hello everyone, this is Spencer Anningham. I'm the Technical Director at Condusiv Technologies for the EMEA region, and I wanted to give you a sneak preview of what's coming in the new Undelete 11 release. It should be released in a few weeks' time. I show you the new user interface, the improved file versioning, and some other new features, and some older features that have been enhanced as well. So I've fired up a couple of virtual machines. So this one on the left here is running Windows 10. So think of this as my client machine. This could be a Windows 10 VDI machine, or a laptop, or a workstation. And on the right, I've got a copy of Windows Server 2016 running in another VM. So this is my server here. But before we get into it and start really having a look and having a play with the software, more importantly, for those of you who don't know Undelete, I thought it'd be a good idea just to give a very quick high-level overview of why thousands of customers have bought this software and are using it in their environments to protect their files. So the answer to that, really, number one, is convenience. It's a lot more convenient to use Undelete to recover files that users may have accidentally deleted, or maybe even maliciously deleted, than it is to go to a backup and find the right backup set and then restore the file from there. It's very quick, very easy, just a few clicks and the file is back. It's a bit like using the Windows recycle bin, but there are a few important differences. And I'll use these VMs to show you one. So if I'm working directly on the server here, and let's say I delete a file. So here I've got a bunch of case study files. Let's say I delete this file on the server, it goes into the Windows recycle bin. Well, that's quick and easy. I can get that back. Let's open up the recycle bin, find the file, restore it back to its original location, and there it is. It's back again. So that's a lot quicker and easier than going to a backup to try and restore it. Now, if you are a user connecting to that folder because it's been shared on the network, so let's connect to it here. So that machine is that server I've called Diskkeeper, and here's that shared folder, and here's all the case studies. So here's that file that we deleted just a moment ago. If I delete it from here as a user, look what happens. Slightly different message. Are you sure that you want to permanently delete this file? Now, as a user, I may not sort of make that distinction, and I'm saying, yes, I intended to delete that file. Bang, it's gone. And it's also gone from the server. But it's not in the recycle bin on the server, and it's not in the recycle bin on the client machine. That's actually now just been deleted. The Windows recycle bin hasn't captured that deletion. And similarly, if you delete files from the command prompt or from within some applications, again, that data that gets deleted doesn't go into the recycle bin. You can't get it back unless you have a utility like Undelete that can do the recovery for you, or you hope that your snapshots and backups are good and you can restore the file from there. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not saying for 1 second that Undelete replaces having a good backup or replaces snapshots. It absolutely does not. You should use this in addition to properly backing up. That's a very important point to make. This does not replace backups in any way, but it's a much more convenient way of restoring a file quickly without having to have all the hassle of getting it from a backup. And also, there's a possibility that a file could be created and deleted since the last backup or snapshot was taken, in which case, yeah, it's gone, it's deleted. It's you need a utility to try and get it back and hope that part of that file hasn't already been overwritten by the time you get around to discovering that you need to recover it and do the recovery. So there are utilities out there which you can download from other sites that will perform this function for you. It'll search through what Windows sees as free space, looking for files that have been deleted but haven't been overwritten yet, so that it can make them recoverable and recover that data and make them proper files again, so that you can open up your photos, play your music files, and so on, and recover them. And of course, Condusiv's Undelete software does that too, but it does a lot more than that. So we'll have a play with some of the features so that you can get an idea. This example that I just did, where as a user I deleted a file from a network share, that would have been caught by Undelete and made available for recovery. It's very, very easy. But in order for that to happen, let's get a copy of Undelete installed on the server, because this is another nice thing that I wanted to show you guys. Here we go. Here's my pre-release. There's the server version. So installing it is super easy. Here's my installer here, so I'm going to double click that and say yes, I want to install it. Okay, now this is how easy the install is. Next, yes, accept the terms in the license agreement, and enable Undelete on all the drives that are mounted in the computer, and install it to this default location, which of course you can change if you want to, and install. Now it'll take a few moments to actually do the install, but that's pretty much it. And the most important point that I wanted to make here is, once the install is complete, I'm not going to register this, it's a pre-release copy, so finish that. So the product's installed. What I didn't have to do is reboot the server. I didn't have to reboot the computer. And that's true if you're installing it on a workstation, laptop, or a server. No reboots are required. That's it, it's done. Now you'll notice that the Windows recycle bin has now been replaced with Undelete's recovery bin. So let's delete those case study files from the user machine. So let's select all of those files and we'll delete them. Yes, I want to permanently delete them. Bang, they're gone, and here they are gone from the server. So with Undelete, if I want to recover those files, let's open it up. Do I want to check for product updates? No, it's a preview version. Let's get into the product. So I can see here on the left a tree of recoverable data. Now this was on my desktop, so I can find it very easily. There we are, shared folder. I can go down in here and I can see all those files that were deleted by the user. So I want to recover these. Let's select them all, say recover. Now I can recover them back to the original location or some other location if I wanted to. But let's recover them, say OK. And there they are, they're back. It was that quick and easy. So convenience is very much a watchword for this product. You know, it's continuous data protection. Even if I'd created and deleted these files since I made my last backup, Undelete would have captured those deletions and made them very convenient to recover. So let's have a look at the new interface in a bit more depth. I'll open the product up again. Here we go. So you can see that we now have a ribbon. It works very much like you're already used to in Windows File Explorer that we have on our client machine here. You have a ribbon which is context sensitive. You can click on the various tabs to see the various things that you can do in each ribbon. Same with Undelete. So it's nice and easy, and just like you have your tree here on the left in Windows File Explorer, you have an expandable tree here in Undelete as well. So let's have a look at some of the other things in a bit more detail. So we've improved the file versioning. Now, this is it's been very helpful for many years to capture different versions of the same file. And Undelete 10, the previous or current at the moment version, does this specifically for Microsoft Office documents. So things like Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoint files, and the like. It'll capture different versions of the same file, because sometimes you can be working on a document and then you might change a bunch of data or delete some data and then save it and then realize, oh no, I actually did want that data, but now I've overwritten the file. Well, it can maintain as many versions back as you want. I think by default it'll keep 5 or 6 versions, and you can change the number of versions in the settings because it's very configurable. That's quite helpful. But one improvement we've made is the ability to have versioning for other file types. So it's not just Microsoft Office anymore. And the way to do that is to go into the settings. No, not the settings, my apologies. Go, oh goodness, where is it? Where is it? Yes, settings and then options. And then click on the versions tab. So by default, it's going to maintain 5 versions, and you can increase or decrease that very easily. So let's leave it at 7. So at the moment, it's Microsoft Word documents, PowerPoint documents, and Excel spreadsheets. But let's say I also want to have different versions of PDF documents. Well, there's already natively additional file types that you can add in the list, like HTML or HTML documents, for example. And if you want to add those, it's super easy. You just select them and add them. But PDF isn't on this list. But I can put in a custom file type and say .pdf and add that, and there we go. Now I've got versioning turned on for PDF documents, but it might not be PDF documents. I mean, what type of files do you work with the most? Are you a graphic designer working with Photoshop PSD files? Are you an AutoCAD designer? You can add those file types. No, add pretty much any file type you want. To have the versioning turned on for the file types that you care about the most and the ones that you use the most. And hopefully that will be nice and easy and really very helpful. So what else have we got? Cloud support. Now, what this basically means is, by default, the Undelete software will set up a recovery bin at the root of each volume that you've got mounted. So your C drive, your D drive, your E drive, and so on. Obviously not for optical drives like DVD drives, but hard drives or disk volumes, let's put it that way, that are mounted on the machine. You can have a recovery bin on each separate mounted volume. Now, you also have the option to have what's called a common recovery bin. So you can set up a recovery bin on a disk somewhere that will capture all the deletions that are going on the machine, regardless of which volume they're happening, and so that recovery bin is all held in one place. Now, with Undelete 11, you now, let's turn it on and have a play with it. So I need to actually turn on a common bin rather than, here we go, use one recovery bin for all drives. So just apply that. The location is invalid. Well, let's go ahead and set that. So we want that to be on the C drive, and you can have it at the root of C if you want to. But because you can now specify a path, you can say, actually, I want this to be in a file path in a folder that synchronizes with OneDrive or DropBox or Google Documents. And what that means is that if you use different machines or different PCs at different times, maybe when you're at home, working from home, you've got a workstation there. Maybe when you're on the train, you're using a laptop. Maybe you have another workstation at the office. you can have that common recovery bin synchronized between all the machines. That makes it really easy to recover your accidentally deleted files, even if you deleted it from home and now you're in the office. Now that's pretty helpful. Now, what else have we got here? I mentioned, I think, that Undelete 11 is already supported for use on the on Windows Server 2019. Searching. Yes, that's definitely been improved, and that was one of the things that some of our customers asked for as well. We've made it easier to find files that have been deleted, because sometimes a user may delete a file but doesn't remember perhaps where he deleted it from, or he only remembers part of the file name, or really only that it was deleted today or this week. So what you can do is click on Tools and then click on Recovery Bin here, and we can provide search filters or search parameters to try and find that file. So we can say, oh, the file contained the word ibis. So let's see if we can find that. There it is. It's found it. Now that was pretty quick. And from here, I can just recover it that easily. I can say include the date the file was created, or the day the file was deleted. I can say, oh, it was deleted in the last day, or the last 5 days, or it was deleted between these 2 dates. And I can say use the name of the user that owned the file before it was deleted, or the name of the person who deleted the file, or both. And that's the thing. Each of these search parameters are AND parameters. So the more information you can provide, the easier it is to filter the list. Now I've only got one deleted in here, but yeah, you get the point. You can specify different search parameters, give it as much information as you know, and make it much easier to find the file that you want to recover. And then right click on it, recover it, and say recover it back to the original location or somewhere else if you prefer. Bang, and that file is back there in the network share, and it should be back on my shared folder as well, of course. There it is. Okay, so what else have we got that has been improved? Oh, the inclusion and exclusion list. Now, previously, the Undelete software would capture pretty much everything, and this would mean that often the recovery bin would get not filled up, but it would partially get filled up by data that you're never really likely to want to recover. And I'm talking about things like the files that get generated and deleted when you do something like a Windows update, for example. Now, you can certainly still have all of that recoverable if you want to, and that's really the point. It's configurable. So we can go into the settings, and we've got our inclusion and exclusion list here. So if there are things that I want to exclude, well, I can put them into the exclusion list, and if I want to add to that, I certainly can. And I can also exclude subfolders of a selected folder, or I can exclude that folder if it appears on multiple volumes that are mounted on the machine. I can say volumes, folders, and files to be excluded, or file extensions, or file types, or I can specify custom. I want to exclude files, folders, or volumes with the file extension, whatever it is, or with the file name with a wildcard, or with the full file name from specific folder, or for all folders, or from subfolders of a folder. So yeah, it's super configurable to exclude things that would get deleted that you probably wouldn't want to have taking up space in your recovery bin, so that you can use it to focus on things that you really care about, like Word documents in your My Documents folder and things like that that you might want to recover, as opposed to things like files that get created and deleted when you're doing a Windows update. Now, you also have an inclusion list, which works in exactly the same way, but takes precedence over the exclusion list. So even if something's been included, if you've included it in the inclusion list, it will override the exclusion list and make sure that that file is available for recovery. So if there is absolutely definitely specific things that you want to make sure that you capture when they're deleted, put it in the inclusion list as well. And similarly, you can use the custom parameters, or say file extensions, or do it by volume, folder, and files, and so on. So that's definitely been enhanced and improved. So is there anything else? I didn't want to make this too long. I wanted to sort of give you a sneak preview look at the new UI and some of the enhanced features. I didn't want to make this a full Undelete presentation, because I'm sure we'll be doing one of those at some point soon. So let me know, has this sneak preview been helpful? Has it been enlightening? Do you like the look of the new Undelete 11, or do you not like it? Please feel free to comment below. And if you like this video and would like to see more like this, hit that like button. Also, let me know directly. If you comment, I will see it and I will respond, I promise. I'm usually pretty good at responding within a day or so at the most. Usually it's much faster than that, but I love to get feedback from users, or even prospective users that are looking at the software and considering it. So if you have any questions, put it in the comments, reach out to me, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to hear from you. So hopefully this has been a useful sneak preview, and yeah, I'll end it here. Let me know what you think. All right, thanks everyone. Take care.